Here is the truth. When prayer is done the right way, it can offer instant results. The problem is that most people don't know how to pray correctly, and that is what prevents miracles from appearing in their lives. But I'm here to share a simple technique with you, one that is much easier than you think, and the results will come faster than you expect. Let's start with the first step. The key to making your prayers powerful is to give thanks for what you want, as if it were already on its way. This idea may sound strange at first, but let me explain why it works. In the Bible, there is a powerful teaching from Jesus. To those who have more will be given, and to those who have not, even what they have will be taken away. When I first heard this, I didn't understand it. When you live with the awareness of already possessing what you desire, you unlock the flow of divine abundance. On the other hand, for those who live in lack, even what they have will seem to escape. True prayer is not about begging or focusing on the words you speak. It's about shifting your mindset to one of gratitude, even for things that haven't materialized yet. The moment you can enter into your prayer and believe that you have already received your blessing, you are activating the power of creation. That is the secret sign that you have manifested. Now, take a moment and say, "Thank you. Everything I want is here now." Let these words anchor your belief that everything you want is already on its way. This principle was also practiced by Native Americans. There's a story where Greg Braden tells of a time when he prayed with them for rain during a drought. "I was expecting a long, elaborate prayer ceremony, but instead, they walked into the desert, stopped for 30 seconds, and then said, 'We're done.'" Braden was confused and asked what had happened. And the Native American leader explained that to pray for rain, you must give thanks for the rain as if it had already arrived. That is the secret of prayer. You don't have to beg, plead, or ask over and over again. Instead, you give thanks as if it were already here. This is the consciousness that manifests miracles. Your gratitude for what is already on the way is the key that unlocks everything you have been praying for. So how do you apply this in your life? It begins with fully understanding that you live in an infinite universe and your consciousness is the gateway to attracting the miracles you desire. When you can say, "Thank you, God," with complete faith that what you want is coming, you are tapping into the divine flow that brings abundance and blessings to your life. Prayer, when done well, is not about begging or asking for something that feels out of reach. It's about giving thanks for what you know is already on the way. And with that kind of faith, everything begins to change in your favor. Thank you, universe. What if, instead of asking or begging, you simply expressed your gratitude for what you already want as if it were already yours? You don't have to say it in words, because the universe doesn't speak English, Spanish, or any human language. The language of the universe is far beyond words. It is the language of frequency and vibration. This is what Nikola Tesla meant when he said, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." You see, everything in your life, your dreams, desires, and circumstances, is attracted to the frequency you are emitting. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about vibrating at the right frequency to match the energy of what you want. The universe responds to that frequency, not the specific words you say. So when you say thank you to life, the universe, or God, you are sending a vibration that says, "I already have what I want." And that, in turn, attracts him into your life. Step 1. Gratitude. The power of gratitude is immense. Don't wait for things to appear before you feel grateful. Express your gratitude as if what you want has already materialized. When you approach life with gratitude first, it opens the floodgates of what you want to come to you effortlessly. Step 2. Forget the how. This is a crucial step. Many people, after learning about the limitless possibilities available to them, still get stuck on the how. They think, I understand that I can ask the universe for anything, but how will it happen? The how is not your responsibility. It is the universe's job to figure it out. Your job is to send a clear, unwavering signal of what you want, and trust that the universe will find the perfect way to deliver it. You don't need to know how your heart keeps pumping blood or how trees grow. So why should you need to know how your desires will manifest? Step 3. Let go. This might be the hardest part, but it is essential. Once you've asked and expressed gratitude, let go of any attachment to the outcome. Understand that miracles are normal. In fact, what we often call luck is simply the universe responding to the energy we emit. Voltaire once said, "Luck was invented by humans to explain known effects from unknown causes." In other words, we tend to label something as lucky when we don't fully understand the forces at work. But in reality, when you align your energy with what you want, everything you need will come to you effortlessly. So here's the secret. Stop worrying about the details. Forget about how and trust the universe to handle the logistics. Focus on sending the frequency of gratitude and letting go of any resistance. When you do this, miracles will flow into your life, not because of luck, but because you have aligned yourself with the natural flow of the universe. Trust the process. You have the power to create the life you want. Just start by sending the right frequency, and everything will fall into place. The word luck was created to explain the mysterious effects we witness in life. But without understanding the deeper cause, when something miraculous happens, we often label it as lucky, simply because we don't know the cause behind it. The truth is that the cause of miracles is a universal spiritual order. This order tells us that any prayer can materialize in life quickly. Whether it's moving mountains, changing your bank account, transforming relationships, attracting your soulmate, or landing your dream job, whatever you want, you can manifest it in divine timing. The key is to clearly imagine what you want, express gratitude for it before it arrives, and then let go of the how and when. When you adopt this mindset, you begin to see miracles not so rare, but as part of your everyday reality. Miracles are not luck, because luck is simply a word we made up to explain results from causes we don't fully understand. The true cause is that we live in an infinite and unconditional universe that conspires on our behalf to make our dreams and prayers come true. When you understand this truth, you stop seeing miracles as one-in-a-million events, and you start seeing them as completely normal. This change in mentality opens the doors to everything you have ever wanted. And that's when the magic begins. I'm excited for you to try this simple 3-step process to materialize your prayers in your life. This is one of the most powerful ways to pray continuously, a pattern that doesn't stop just because you aren't formally speaking the words. When you remain in a state of constant gratitude, thanking God, the universe, or spirit for everything, that is when things begin to flow into your life. Henry David Thoreau once said, "When you move confidently in the direction of your dreams, success will find you in common hours." This means that miracles don't happen in some rare mystical moment. They happen in everyday moments. It's when you least expect it. A simple encounter at the grocery store, meeting your soulmate, or connecting with a new business partner. These ordinary moments become extraordinary when you live in alignment with your dreams. So whenever you have a down moment, take a deep breath and say, "Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirit." Know that whatever you are asking for is already on its way, and you will begin to see incredible results. This practice is a tool that will allow you to harness the power of your mind and consciousness, using prayer as a practical tool to attract the resources, people, and opportunities you desire. The universe is always listening. The moment you ask, your prayer is answered. if you ask in the right way. I encourage you to try this 3-step prayer technique and see how quickly it can change your life. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss out on future ideas that could change your life. Remember, whatever you ask for, you can receive. It all starts with your awareness and perception. The more you have, the more will be given. Your ability to manifest begins in your mind, and the universe responds to your belief. Have a wonderful day, and may your prayers be answered beyond your wildest dreams. In this discussion, we are diving into some of the hidden teachings of the Bible that really explain the powerful concepts of manifestation, unity, and consciousness. These teachings hold the key to transforming your life, allowing you to turn your deepest prayers, desires into tangible reality. If you've ever wondered how to truly harness the power of the universe to manifest your dreams, the secrets I'm about to share will open your eyes in ways you've never imagined. Let's start by looking at a surprising passage from Mark 6:7, which says, "And when you pray, do not continue to babble like the pagans, for they think that they will be heard for their many words." This verse is incredibly insightful because it reveals a central principle that most people overlook. The act of praying, repeating affirmations, or speaking to God is not about reciting the words infinitely. It is about something much deeper: frequency and awareness. You see, many people approach prayer or affirmation practices as if they were just placing an order at a vending machine. They come into their prayer saying things like, "Hey God, are you there? Can I have some?" But the key is that by doing this, you are focusing on lack, not abundance. You're saying, "I don't have money, I don't have my soulmate." You are transmitting a frequency of lack to the universe, which in turn only attracts more of the same. Here is the hidden truth. The universe does not speak English, it speaks in frequency and consciousness. That's why the Bible says, "To those who have, more will be given, and to those who have not, even what they have will be taken away." This is not referring to material wealth or poverty. It is talking about consciousness. When you align your energy with an awareness of abundance, you open yourself to receive more. But when you focus on the lack, you will only attract more limitations. The message here is simple. When you pray or affirm, it is not about the words you speak. It's about the sensation, the frequency you are sending out into the world. Words alone have no power. Your energy, your consciousness, your inner state is what truly affects the universe. If you enter prayer or affirmation with a desperate, "Please, I want this so bad," you are only reinforcing the belief that you don't have it. So the next time you pray or use affirmations, change your focus. Feel the abundance of what you are asking for. Instead of saying, "I really want money," say, "I am grateful for the abundance that flows to me effortlessly." Instead of, "Please, I need my soulmate," change to, "I'm grateful for the love that surrounds me and fills my life." The key is to become the frequency of what you want. And when you do, everything will change. The Bible teaches that it is not the repetition of words that brings results. It is the energy, the frequency of your soul. So let go of the asking and focus on embodying the feeling of already having everything you want. This is how manifestation really works. When you dive into affirmations, don't focus on the words themselves. These words are simply markers that guide you to a deeper, more powerful feeling. True magic begins when you feel that your desires are already a reality. That is when you activate the power of the universe, the divine energy that is ready to work on your behalf. Instead of focusing on, "I really want this," or "I hope for this," try shifting your energy to gratitude. Feel grateful, as if what you desire has already manifested. For example, instead of saying, "I want more money," change to, "I am so grateful for the abundance that flows into my life every day." Or, rather, begging your soulmate, express, "Thank you for bringing love into my life. I feel loved, supported, and connected to everything I need. This is where the true power of prayer is found, not in repeating desperate words, but in feeling as if the universe has already answered your call. Gratitude is the key that unlocks this divine connection. When you express gratitude with every fiber of your being, you align yourself with the frequency of your desires. The hidden teaching of the Bible, one that many overlook, is this: God does not respond to words alone. God speaks through frequency and energy. So when you pray or affirm, your words are just signs. They guide you to the feeling of having received your desires. This is the essence of faith. As Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I say to you, whatever you ask for in prayer, I believe that you have received it and that it will be yours." It doesn't say gift or keep asking repeatedly. It says, believe that you have already received it. Imagine if you knew, without a doubt, that your soulmate was arriving at 1 p.m. next Wednesday. Would you spend your time begging and pleading for them to show up? No, you would already be celebrating, filled with gratitude for the divine timing of this perfect reunion. You would be happy with the certainty that it is already yours. That is the feeling of really believing that you have received it. Nothing will appear in your life until you are energetically ready to receive it. If you knew for sure that a raise or new opportunity was coming at a specific time, you wouldn't need to beg for it. You'd prepare, show up gratefully, and know that it's already on its way. So the next time you pray or affirm, ask yourself, am I expressing gratitude or am I still focusing on the lack? Make gratitude your foundation and watch as it begins to activate your desires, transforming them from hopes into your reality. Imagine for a moment, if you were truly in the presence of abundance, would you be begging for it? No. Instead, you would be overwhelmed with gratitude, thanking God for what has already been provided. The law is simple. For those who have done it, more will be given. The essence of true prayer is not found in the repetition of words, but in aligning yourself with your own consciousness and frequency. If you knew that your desires were already on the way, how would you feel? You would be overwhelmed with gratitude. This feeling of having it is the key to unlocking any desire, no matter how big or small or small. It's about becoming a magnet for abundance by believing that it is already yours. So, go ahead and hit the like button and share this post, but also take a deeper step towards your transformation. I've created something called the Second Mind, a tool to reprogram your mind and remove all those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. It has helped over 200,000 people around the world and is available to you too. The essence of true prayer is not found in the repetition of words, but in aligning yourself with your own consciousness and frequency. If you knew that your desires were already on the way, how would you feel? You would be overwhelmed with gratitude. This feeling of having it is the key to unlocking any desire, no matter how big or small or small. It's about becoming a magnet for abundance by believing that it is already yours. So, go ahead and hit the like button and share this post, but also take a deeper step towards your transformation. I've created something called the Second Mind, a tool to reprogram your mind and remove all those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. It has helped over 200,000 people around the world and is available to you too. You can see it below in the comments. Remember, you are a divine being. God speaks through frequency and consciousness. Believe that you have already received what you want. Express your gratitude for it, and it will come to you as surely